Spice Island in the Pot is brought to you by Stumpy's Emporium and the Penny Savers Supermarket.
Welcome back to Spice Island in the Pot. We're on to our second dish for today. It's the gourmet twist. We're making a saltfish and sweet potato casserole. Totally yummy. And this is the gourmet twist today, saltfish and dumpling that we made earlier today. So I have a whole bunch of ingredients in front of me. We're going to fit all of this into a beautiful casserole. What's a casserole, you might ask? It's like a baked pilau. It's one of those things where everything goes into one and you pop it into that magic box that is called the oven. So I'm going to start with my sweet potatoes. I've peeled and boiled these sweet potatoes already here. And I'm just going to use a fork and just mash them up and get them kind of smooth, and then we're going to add all the other ingredients to this. Now, I didn't put any salt when I boiled this because there's salt in the saltfish, and you know how I like to moderate the salt intake for things. So we're mashing and mashing, and this is a lot of work we had to do today. And we were fortunate, we got a really nice orange sweet potato to go with the yellow, so it's going to be a really nice color. You can do this very, very smooth, but I kind of like a rustic kind of feel to my casserole, so I don't mind the lumps at all. So, right, so it's mashed, and I'm simply going to add a little garlic and butter. You know, this is like one of my key ingredients. There we go. And cheese is like one of those ingredients that I like to add to everything. So this part is optional. You don't have to add cheese if you don't want to. But the butter is going to make it nice and moist and smooth. So we have in this bowl about 3 pounds of sweet potato, and we have about a 1/4 cup of butter and about the same amount in garlic. Perfect. So I'm going to add cheese. Like I said, this is optional, and I don't want to put too much. No such thing as too much cheese. And we mix this. So we're going to mix this, set this aside, and I'm going to get all the vegetables ready for that saltfish. So just so you know what's going to happen, we're going to bake these. We're going to put the sweet potatoes down, put the saltfish on top, get it into the oven, and have a beautiful casserole at the end. So I'm going to put this aside, get my bowl. So it's bourgeois but with a twist. So all the ingredients that we know that comes in with bourgeois, normally tomatoes, onions, things like that. And then we're going to add some not so local ingredients, and that's where the twist comes in. We're going to have green peas, we're going to have corn, olives, hot pepper for a little kick on top. And everything goes in at once. Now, it's the same amount of saltfish I had before, 1 pound, but because we have extra veggies to add in, we're going to go less on some of the other things. So I'm using just these 2 tomatoes here, half of an onion. So, green peppers, and see, when I shop for my ingredients, so I think about a recipe that I want to make, I always think about what colors the ingredients would be to make sure that at the end of my dish I have color and, you know, it's picture worthy for Instagram and so on. You know, those are the likes I live for. So, nicely diced sweet peppers. You know, don't be jealous if you can't go as fast as I can. I have been doing this for about 9 years, so I kind of built up the courage. Gonna have a pimento in there. And for this dish, I'm making everything just a little smaller. Let's get a little color in there with a red pimento. Right, for a little heat, not the seed, just the outside, a Scotch bonnet pepper. Nice, tiny, tiny, tiny. This heat is gonna pair really well with the sweetness of the potatoes, so it's not gonna be like a whole spicy dish. There we go. Last but not least, a little bit of chive, spring onions, just nice and slanted. So once we get all of this done and ready, we go over to the stove, to that pot that is on medium heat. We get this going with the saltfish. While that is cooking, we're gonna put all the sweet potatoes in a bowl and get the meal going. Let's go. So let's get this cooking. I have all my ingredients here. I'm gonna light my stove to medium high, like that. We're gonna have some vegetable oil here. Of course, you want to get this hot enough so you get the little sizzle, just like before. I'm adding my garlic, letting that go in for a little bit. Typically with saltfish bourgeois, you burn the garlic in the oil and then you pour that into the bourgeois. That's traditionally how it's done, but we're gonna cook this up a little different today. So I'm adding the rest of my seasoning and vegetables all together. Now, because this is gonna go back into the oven when it goes on top of the sweet potato, we don't want the vegetables to be too soft because it's gonna get additional cooking in the oven. Of course, there's no additional salt or seasoning in this because of the saltfish. So before it gets too soft, I'm gonna add my saltfish in here. Let's stir this around. And this is gonna happen really quickly. So you just have to stay right here, pay attention to everything. So I have some green peas. This is the part of where the dish gets really exciting, where you get to add any amount or style of veggies that you like. There's no rule. So we have some green peas, we have some sweet corn. There we go. And this really takes just about 5 minutes. It's smelling so good already. Right, and last, olives. Olives last because there's no need to cook olives. And this is actually done. So we're gonna switch this off. Here, now I'm gonna cover this. Set this aside. And then I'm gonna get my sweet potatoes into my ramekins right here. So I like to bake my casseroles individually. You can make a whole casserole if you want to, but I like to give that special attention to each person. So with a little cooking spray, I spray them up. I keep them on a tray so it's easy to balance in the oven. And I fill these single portions into the ramekins. So this is gonna bake up and be really soft and nice inside. The cheese is gonna melt and it's going to be really good. And this is just 1 serving per person, this size. It's a good amount, healthy portion. There we go. Back to this. So we put this on top. And you can really pack it on there. You could have even put a little less potato if you wanted more of a saltfish type of thing. It's looking really good already. There you go. And all of the vegetables are still really firm. So when it gets into the oven and it bakes up, it's going to be cooked just right. There we go. just like the combination of salt and sweet. Even in snacks, I do like cheese sticks and chocolate, so I like that sweet and salty combination. And that scotch bonnet pepper is going to give a nice kick at the end of this dish. So this is our last one. It's looking gorgeous already. Here we go. Now this part is really important. We're going to have to do some little foil covers, because when it's in the oven, you don't want a crusty top. Like typically when you make pies and stuff and you put cheese on top, you kind of want it to melt and become all crusty. You don't want that in this case, because I don't think crusty saltfish is anything. So I'm going to just have some little foil covers. 3, 4. So I'm going to preheat my oven 350 degrees. When it comes up to temperature, I'm going to pop these in the oven for 20 minutes. Take them out, and that would be the dish. This is a really cool, interesting, and easy way to serve up a quick dinner. It can also be like a leftover transformation if you liked. If you had bulgur left over from breakfast, this would be a really nice way to serve it as dinner. So my casseroles are all set up, ready for the oven. 350 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes, depending on your oven. So I'm gonna get that sorted out. The awesomeness that is this saltfish bulgur and sweet potato casserole is out of the oven. So it is at this point in time, you don't want to blink because you might miss the unveiling of it. So, oh, I'm excited already. They're so good and it smells amazing. So we have that sweet potato at the bottom, a little bit of cheese, butter, garlic. We have all this saltfish and vegetables on the top that we sauteed and all the aromatic stuff. Bake them in individual ramekins, so it's one per person. And like I said before, it's like a baked pilau. So I'm gonna do it from this side so you get to see. So as I go in, I get to scoop a little bit of everything. And I guess this also is important so that it doesn't fall out. Perfect. There we go. A little bit of everything in there. Absolutely delicious. The sweet from the sweet potato goes really well with that little salt from the saltfish. That scotch bonnet pepper gave us a little kick. This is really just an ideal, simple dinner idea. You'd love it if you tried it. So make sure and try it. So just a little recap. Earlier today we had our traditional saltfish and cornmeal dumplings. Came out really well. We put the okras in there to give it that extra body, that extra kick on this side. Flavor on point. This one has to be my favorite saltfish dish. It's really good. Be sure to try this as soon as you have a chance. So I hope that you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed cooking. If you need any more information on the dishes that we did today, check out below the screen. You can follow us on Instagram at SpiceTC5 or on Facebook. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Remember, food is essential to life, so please make it good. I am Arlene, your food designer, and this was Spice Island in the Pot.